Hello friends and foes, my name is Patrick. I'd like to welcome you to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be doing a recipe that I got off of a Facebook page called Hillbilly Cast Iron Cooking. It's a 4-ingredient artisan bread recipe that I thought sounded really good, so I thought I would give it a try. Some of the other people on the page seem to have had a bit of difficulty with it, and it appears that they changed the recipe stuff or maybe used some different ingredients, maybe a different type of yeast or something like that, but the bread didn't quite come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it step by step and show you how I did it. The first time I did it, it came out absolutely fantastic. I loved it. It's got a really nice chewy crust and a nice crumb in the middle of it. Fantastic bread. So I'm going to get my ingredients ready and we're going to get to making this bread, show you how it's done. Now to get this recipe started, the only 4 ingredients you're going to need are 3 cups of flour, 1 3/4 teaspoons of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of yeast, and a 1.5 cups of water. That's it, nothing else. To get this recipe started, the first thing we have to do, you add your salt and your yeast to the flour and get it mixed up. Now, like a little well in there, add your 1.5 cups of water. And get this mixed up. Now what's going to happen is the dough is going to come out rather sticky. And that's okay. At this point you're really not going to be working with it with your hands. You're just going to be getting this incorporated. Is really all you need to do. There's no need to break out a bunch of blenders and everything else. Just get it to where it starts coming together. I think the original recipe called it making a shaggy dough. And I'm not sure if they want to make a Scooby-Doo dough, but this is shaggy. This is about what it looks like. Maybe scrape off your spatula, get that mixed in. That's it. Take that right there. Now all we're going to do next is wrap this in plastic wrap, and we're going to let this sit for about 12 to 18 hours. I let mine sit about 14 hours the first time I made it, and it'll probably be about that again. Wrap this up and just let it sit on your counter overnight. That's all you have to do. Well, it's the next day and the dough has turned into this. Now what we have to do, cutting board or even just a counter. I just don't like to make a mess on the counter, so I use a cutting board. Then flour it pretty well. Might be a little too much, but that's okay. Take the dough out of the bowl and onto the flour. Now, you don't have to knead this, you don't really need to knead it, but it does need to be worked into a nice neat little ball. Get some flour on your hands. Now, just let it sit. Right now my cast iron Dutch oven is in my oven and it's heating up to 450 degrees. As soon as it's heated up, as soon as the oven gets to about 450, I'm going to leave the Dutch oven in there for maybe about another 15 minutes. to get it good and hot. And then as soon as that's done, we'll be ready to go. Okay, now Dutch oven is nice and hot. I don't know if you can see the smoke coming off of it there, but it is quite warm. I'm going to get a little bit of flour on my hands. Pick this up. Put it right down in the bottom of that without burning myself. Put the lid on it, and yes, the lid is hot as well. And now we're going to stick that in the oven, and it's going to cook for 30 minutes with the lid on and 15 minutes with the lid off. Okay, it's been 45 minutes, and now it's where your good non-stick cast iron comes in. We have bread. A nice little boulet. That's quite warm. Nice little boulet loaf. Yeah, this burned a little bit at the top, but that's okay. Nice crusty on the outside. And in a little bit we'll slice this and eat it. But that's what the bread should look like when it comes out of the oven. I think the only thing I might change about this is next time I try to cook it at 400 degrees instead of 450 and see how that comes out. I think it might be a little bit better. Anyway, I would encourage everyone to try it. It's very good bread, and I can't wait to cut into this one and have some myself. So I'll let it cool down for a few minutes here, and then I just sliced into it. You can see that it's nice and moist on the inside, and it's got a nice good crumb on the outside. I've got a little piece of butter to here. I'm going to go ahead and have me some. I hope that you try this bread. I hope that it comes out for you, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thanks.